I've often said PR people arguably got their jobs by being good writers, but they're going to keep their jobs if they figure out how to be good video producers. The challenge now for communications professionals across the communications continuum is to figure out how to move from being good storytellers to being good visual storytellers. You know, when it comes to luxury brands in social media, they've got a different challenge than the mass brands. If you think about it, luxury brands really market based on exclusivity. And exclusivity is so inherently contradictory to social media. And so how do you make yourself accessible to the masses, but maintain the veneer of being behind the velvet rope? So what we're seeing is that in the case of luxury brands, it's really blogger relations that plays a critical component. In blogger relations, we're working through the influencer and speaking indirectly to our audience, much the way in traditional media relations, luxury brands might speak to the style or fashion column, not speak directly to the consumers. In doing so, the blogger who has that influence, that readership, is able to take the luxury brand's message and interpret it in their own voice, but the brand is able to provide the content and make it very portable so that their story can be told through the intermediaries.
Yeah, to add on that, actually some luxury brand got like live streaming of their fashion show. So they are making it like exclusive to their customer and also inclusive to all those internet users.
There are a few industries that are taking a more careful, cautious approach to social media. Certainly pharma and healthcare companies need to take things judiciously. The financial sector likewise needs to be careful as they approach the space of social media, because these are the areas, these are the industries that are most heavily regulated. And so there are legal and regulatory restrictions on what they can do, and it creates a risk-averse environment. They're publicly traded quite often, and so there are quiet periods and there are regulations around securities. So it's understandable that they're taking a cautious approach. At the same time, we are seeing companies start to move into both digital and social media and leverage technology where they can. So some financial institutions on the more consumer side are using technology in wonderful ways for transactions with people's checking accounts, where you can deposit a check by taking a photograph with your phone and uploading it directly. That's consumer engagement, even though it's not in social media. It's engaging through technology in order to add value to their transaction. And publicly traded companies are using social media for investor relations and financial public relations. The challenge there, of course, is to make sure that you're complying with regulations and maintaining a consistent access to the information you're sharing across all stakeholders and all channels.
Because I think it's all about like reaching out to your target audience. I think for listed company or for investment bank maybe, then their target audience is more about like institutional investors, retail investors, and then the channel that digital media is providing is actually the way that to increase your transparency of your information and to get your information like really faster to reach out to your stakeholder. So like for example, like in the States we got stock tweet, that if you know that actually stock tweet is like Twitter of stock market. So institutional investors are using it, retail investors are using it. In Hong Kong, maybe you got a lot of like star bloggers about the stock market. All those retail investors are looking into those blogs. So it will be very important for company to really reach out to that.